Meow.
Meow.
How's it going, Santa?
Santa needs some money.
What's the route today?
The route today is through Oregon. Let's see if I can get some information on the route. We are delivering fruits to Newport in Oregon.
Is this Oregon?
This is Oregon. Look at that, Oregon.
Yeah. Alright, I guess that's the greenhouse delivering fruit.
Long load.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a triple.
Yeah, you have a small... No, wait, that's not your truck.
Wow, I got a truck train here.
That's the fun that you get to have in the West. You get those truck trains that are illegal in civilization.
I wonder if this is because I've been upgrading the dangerous cargo. Alright, 0 damage. Let's see if we can keep it that way.
No.
Why even make this turn?
I'm very curious to see if the truck train is going to be easier or harder than one long trailer.
Considering these are called Widowmakers. Hey, horse!
Hey, horse.
Hey, horse!
I believe this is the first animal you've seen in the game.
Unless you count the statue of a cow, yes. Can I hit the animals?
You can't hit people, you just go through them.
Realism. Well, this is not going well. But I made it.
You also apparently could not hit that tree. It was just kind of not there.
Also, is it me or does this truck sound bassier?
It does. The different trucks, as well as different loads, you can achieve different top speeds.
So, this is the highest price per mile route that I had an option for, so we might be able to get out of some debt.
Yeah, that's the way you do it, is just always pick the highest dollar per mile.
Horn still sucks.
There must be an air horn. Let me look into this.
Hey, air horn DLC. Whoa. Actually was losing control going down that hill. I did see that there was a Christmas DLC that had things like Santa paint jobs for the trucks.
Alright, N key should be default for air horn. There you go.
What?
Yeah, I see criticism of it where they added this to the game, and then people criticize it saying that does not sound like an American air horn.
So we have 2 horns depending on where you're from?
I don't know.
Well, I almost made it to the interstate without an issue.
truck has a different air horn. So this is something that will change depending on your truck, apparently.
Well, I'm still on a Peterbilt, so I guess that's why my horn sucks.
As of this year, people are demanding that they add a pull cord inside of the cabin for the air horn.
Oh. Yeah. And then can we get, like, a bus full of kids doing the little air horn pump thing? And then you get, I don't know, style points if you honk it?
Wow. Turning this into Tony Hawk with some style points.
Nice looking sunset.
Yeah, you're doing well so far.
I was expecting this to be a crazy one, but no, this is going peaceful. On the topic of DLC, I also saw that there's a space DLC. Get astronauts and stuff on the side of your truck.
Okay.
Thought that was neat, considering you don't really hear much about space today. Like, unless you're actually focusing on that stuff, people don't seem to care about space that much.
Yeah, speaking of which, I was just looking at today's clickbait to see what kind of news there might be to share. And top article for me is about the Starlink satellite launch last night that we watched, but I don't know if everyone gets this news or if I am just getting it because I've trained Google to only show me science stuff. But you know, clickbait still comes through. Like I was also complaining yesterday about I keep getting the same clickbait article over and over, even from, I think I saw it on sites like CNN, which I have said don't show me stuff like CNN and Fox because they're just clickbait today. But I still get those articles anyway occasionally, and there's one that's like, British astronaut says aliens are living among us. And then I go and read the article and read what she actually said. And she was an astronaut a long time ago. She made a statement a long time ago, asked about if she thinks alien life is out there. She's like, yeah, most likely. And we possibly wouldn't even be able to recognize it. In fact, there might be creatures that are unrecognizable to us because they're totally different composition or something that's invisible to us that could even be in our part of the world, like living around us, and we wouldn't know it. So there's no reason to rule out that there's other life out there just because we can't see it. And so this got turned into a clickbait headline. Oh, British astronaut believes aliens are here, living among you. And this is not an uncommon idea. It's the plot of a Arthur C. Clarke short story where there are creatures that live in our atmosphere that are like gaseous, like loose networks of stuff that we don't know are there, and they're getting bombarded by radars that are killing them, and trying to figure out what to do about this once that technology is invented. I think it's also been the plot of different sci-fi show episodes. That I remember Stargate had something like, there's aliens on Earth that are on like a different, whatever they call it, different phase, different dimension, that we're sharing space with them, but they're undetectable to us. So it's not an unusual idea. But things that people say just get turned into whatever short phrase will get people to click on it, even if that is actually inaccurate. So this makes it hard to even know what is going on out there, because you have to, you can't just look through the news and read the headlines to figure out what to actually read anymore.
would something like that fall under the category of fake news, or is it just clickbait news?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how you would categorize fake news. Is it fake if it's like intentionally twisting something out of context? Or is it fake if it is fully invented? I guess almost nothing is just a complete falsehood. There's a lot of stories out there that are just misconstruing stuff. I find it difficult to talk to a lot of people because I don't know what it is, but their listening or reading comprehension is very low, and they'll pick up on like one word that you said, and let's try to come up with an example. Let's say you say something like, I wonder if it's better to euthanize sick animals rather than have them have a poor quality of life. And someone will hear that and be like, you advocate killing animals for no reason? I don't know if they're looking for something to argue about, or if they don't have poor hearing, or like what it is, but this kind of thing, it just makes it very difficult to talk to a lot of people, to the point where I'm like, I'm going to waste more effort than it's worth if I try to have a conversation about anything that isn't superficial, because they'll end up attacking over one word that they heard, and I will just have to waste time saying, no, that's not what I said, and they'll be like, well, I heard. Reminds me of being in school, and I remember one time we were reading a story in class, and I used the slang shacked up, as in like two people were living together as a couple, shacked up, to describe what was going on in the story. And everyone's like, you said a bad word. I'm like, what did I say? Well, we all heard you say a bad word. Like, you never heard the term shacked up before?
That was probably the worst interchange I've ever seen. Left goes right, right goes left.
I enjoy, well, in an abstract sense, I enjoy cities that have the crazy interchanges like that, the clover leaves that just go all over. Houston is a great example. I have no idea which city you're in now, because it doesn't really, the GPS map doesn't tell you. I think you can make a bigger map.
Yeah, oops.
That's what happens when you try to look at the map while driving.
I'm in Portland.
Alright. I've driven through Portland. I don't remember it being that crazy, but maybe.
So, on the topic of what you said, I think, and I've heard this talked about before, that you have to be careful with the order of how you say something, because, like, your example of, let's see, what was it?
I said,
is it wrong to euthanize animals if they would have a worse quality of life, I think it was?
yeah.
So, is it wrong to euthanize animals? Oh, instantly, oh no, this is bad, I gotta meow about this, meow, 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 without even listening to the rest of your statement.
Yeah.
Where he said something like, if animals have a poor quality of life, is it wrong to euthanize them? Which is the same statement, but it's not front-loaded with the negative.
Yeah. That could be one thing. I think it is that just, the same way that supposedly most people, the average person, when they're reading a sentence, they don't see every word, they don't see every letter and the words, they just pick up on certain symbolic things that give them the general meaning, and I think that the same might be true of listening. That they pick up on one word and then focus on, or maybe have an emotional reaction to that word. I don't know, it's just a weird, interesting thing, but it makes it difficult to actually try to talk to most people about serious topics, because they sometimes have like a predictable knee-jerk reaction to something to the point of even being like, oh, if you say that it's difficult to talk about people about things, you must be talking about bad stuff. That's a very dogmatic groupthink kind of thing. The invisible walls are not really invisible, but the, what would you call it, imaginary walls that are keeping you on a certain path through the interchanges are interesting.
Yes. Also, that I hate another one where it's saying go one way and the other, left and right, right and left, reversed.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I did the same issue twice, just trying to turn around.
I wonder if they have a realistic depiction of which states have red light cameras. And some states outlaw those. I think it's the whole legal argument that there needs to be a cop there to be watching for this, to be legal citation, and so they don't allow red light camera. That's something that's been contentious in the law, like, for the last few years, like low level people are been arguing about it as the availability of that kind of technology increases, and cities consider, like, should we start using the cameras that we have on intersections anyway for stuff like a red light camera, because supposedly some cities have found it cheaper to use cameras for monitoring if someone is at a light to know if it should be changed, or for traffic control. They have cameras up, and that's supposedly better for them than existing technologies like putting the sensors in the road. That's supposedly those got damaged too often from construction or traffic, or were difficult to maintain or expensive, something like that. And amazingly, the cameras are better, and also give them dynamic control that they can do something like look at the interstate and see if there's a problem with it, or see if there's too much traffic, which, you know, they gotta employ people to do that, but they have the possibility that they could now.
Would you be surprised if the people who were against red light cameras were actually the police, who are like, robots took my job?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like I've seen every robots are going to take my job argument that you could imagine. That's an exaggeration, but I remember a few years ago, around the time that Steam and Netflix and things like that were starting to enter the mainstream, that people were on video game forums arguing they're going to take my job at Blockbuster. Like, I hate Netflix because they're taking my job, kind of stuff. It's often people that have the worst jobs that are angry that they're going to take my job. Hey, Portland looks nice.
Yeah. Wait, this is an actual city.
Wow, yeah, they have the downtown for you to look at. You're not just bypassing it like you did. I don't know if you can drive through to downtown, but you can see it.
Well, I took a wrong turn again.
Yeah, get to see more.
Is this why I get paid so much on this route? It's hard to navigate? But yeah, like, so many people are against robots. It's like, robots took my job. But most of those jobs are terrible. And I don't understand why people don't want to do something better with their life.
Yeah, they're easy to automate because they're very low skill, and sometimes the robot can do better. Such as having a robot or a mobile ordering app or something, that computer screen that takes your order at fast food, that I suppose, unless you're someone who has really poor reading skill, you're going to better understand what your order is going to be if you're able to enter it yourself into a screen instead of telling someone and then hoping that they put it in right because you can't see what they're doing. The only issue I've encountered with something like ordering screen at McDonald's is that it doesn't have all the options that are available, so I still have to talk to someone if I want something that's not on there.
It's disappointing as well, because they could easily add all the options.
Well, amazingly, it's just like one thing in particular is missing, which is if you want to buy just a burger patty, which is cheaper than getting a burger with no bun. You can buy just a sausage patty or just a chicken patty in their mobile app, but I don't know why would they don't have just a burger patty. I would guess it's something to do with they really don't want people to do that because there's a much more of an upsell on it if you buy the burger, because even their cheapest burger is a big upsell compared to just buying the cheapest burger patty.
Okay, I think it's typically around $1 for a quarter-pound patty.
Yeah,
and I think a quarter pounder starts around $5.
Right. They recently raised the price to I think $1.25 at most locations.
Yeah, I know it varies by location.
So $1.25 for a burger patty versus at least several dollars for a quarter-pound burger, and then you say plain and remove the bun, and so it's a lot worse to do it that way. That's the way that the ordering app guides you to do. You just went through here.
Yes, I think I made the same mistake and took the wrong turn. Here I was thinking this is going to be a short one, but nope.
Oh, you got to enjoy downtown Portland. As much of it as you can.
I'm going to probably enjoy some more of it now.
Anyway, we watched the Starlink stream from SpaceX. You remarked that as little as they're doing on the stream, it still is cool. That SpaceX is trying to make space cool compared to other places out there. I have not heard much about this in the news. Like, this one has been mentioned because they're trying to do a record-breaking launch, and then they were successful with it. So now there's news stories about that. This is their third time launching Starlink satellites. I did a tiny bit of research into it because I'm curious how this is going to work. They're about halfway through the launches that they're going to do for this. They are launching about 60 satellites each time, and they're planning to do at least 3 more launches of that. I think the intention for that was they would have good coverage for North America with that many, but they have an ultimate goal to do even more and try to do worldwide coverage. The idea being that this is basically satellite internet service. The goal that you could have continuous, uninterrupted service around the world for anyone that has a satellite. And they give the example of a plane that's flying could have continuous high-speed internet in flight. Which, that sounds like a big step up.
Yeah, I guess the way to think about it is a bunch of like network switches in space that you can just, beam your upload and download to through a satellite dish like an Ethernet cable.
The one article I read mentioned that they will probably be targeting military and government as a customer for this, but they also want to target consumers, that consumers could have a terminal for this in their home or vehicle and enjoy the same service. But at this time, the obvious customer for them would be military because of I imagine that trying to use satellite phone or satellite internet is a bit of an issue for military at the moment.
Which way do you think I need to take?
Well, you went left last time.
Yes. So I'll go right. Am I right, though, that this is backwards?
It looks like, look at the map, it does look backwards.
I guess the sign here says south, though. Yay, after, I think, 2 loops, we might be finally on the right path.
So SpaceX's goal is to first roll out coverage for the USA. I don't know of anyone else doing satellite internet for the USA right now. I'm gonna look into that actually.
Oh, I'm almost out of gas.
Oh, we have Mediacom offers extreme internet, of course. I don't see this is coming up as the result for satellite. I don't think it actually is.
What's been going on with the drone internets?
That's a good question. So I remember hearing much about that a few years ago, that Facebook was proposing to do drone internet, and then they were proposing to do satellite internet. They actually had SpaceX launching one of their satellites that blew up. I remember remarking on that at the time, like, hey, is this weird that SpaceX is launching a competing service to the satellite that blew up in their care? And people were like, how dare you? How dare you say that? Ask if this is weird, that they would never do something bad like that.
Got it.
It's probably not weird. Like, it's probably not weird that they would be offering the several companies would want to offer the same service, because it seems like an underserved market, obviously. But what's happened to the drone internet?
I remember several companies working on drone internet, and it sounds like drone internet is kind of a smaller scale version of satellite internet, or the satellite internet that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because there is satellite internet out there, and it is essentially like you go to a satellite, and then that satellite beams it down to someplace else that then acts as your ISP.
I remember asking a few years ago also about Facebook's drone internet while it was being developed, and one answer I received was that they were focusing, that wasn't something that was going to come to something like rural North America, that they were focusing on areas that had even fewer internet options, and it wasn't going to be great internet. It was just going to be like, here is something that would allow you to get on Facebook if you are in rural India or something along those lines.
Yeah. And that's an interesting comment there, because rural America really does need some real internet.
Yeah, there's a lot of the USA that has very poor internet coverage, or options that are expensive but work terribly. There's some that aren't even served by something like cell phone, because people are like, oh, you could always get a Verizon and just get a unlimited Verizon data plan, but no, that doesn't work for everywhere.
I don't think something like those unlimited plans let you do stuff like tether your computer, and there's a lot of restrictions on that.
So the latest update I'm reading on the drone internet from Los Angeles Times in 2019, it says Facebook did their IKEA drone program in 2016. They pulled the plug on developing their own aircraft. I'm guessing, it sounds like it did not work out well for them. They had struggles with the aircraft. Since then, Other companies such as Amazon and SpaceX have instead focused on having thousands of small satellites. Let's see, SoftBank, the famous investors of WeWork, are partnering with Simi Valley drone maker AeroVironment to build a drone capable of flying in the stratosphere, hovering around for months and serving as a floating cell tower to beam internet to users on Earth. Airbus and Boeing are also working on their own versions of high-flying solar-powered drones, hoping for 5G connectivity. So it sounds like this idea has not worked well so far, but some companies are still working on the idea.
It's not a bad idea. I'm assuming a lot of the issue is just the bureaucracy needed for it, though.
My thought about why this wasn't being focused in the U.S., like sorry, rural U.S., might be a bureaucracy thing. Apparently, some countries won't, like, this isn't going to be an easy option for people to choose because the local laws in some places are such that you have to go through a government-provided or approved ISP, and so that's going to be an issue with people that want to have Starlink around the world, that they might have to go through a local partner in some countries. Let's see. Alphabet shut down its own solar broadband drone project, switched its focus to balloons. It has a subsidiary called Loon that is focusing on using massive balloons floating 65,000 feet up to beam internet signals. Thought that balloons will be more difficult to control and direct compared to drones. That makes sense. So this appears to be the state of that. Here's a Wikipedia article on IKEA. It says retired 2018. Yeah, I'm still seeing articles from 2019 that say Facebook is reportedly developing solar power drones.
Facts are hard.
It looks like maybe they have a new partner for that they're partnering with Airbus to develop a new program. So the same thing, but it's no longer called Aquila. Airbus makes the good planes.
Yeah, they do.
Reminds me of another thing in the news recently. I think it was said that Boeing's stopped work on all 737s, not just 737 MAX, because they're finding more issues in the line, including that there could be short circuiting from wires being too close to each other, and the rudder is one issue that was mentioned, and possibly other issues. So they were looking into rolling out fixes for this stuff.
That's really like that's pretty much the most popular plane in America right there.
Let's see. Yeah, the 737-800 is considered the most popular aircraft in the U.S. The world's most popular plane at this point is the Airbus.
It's the Airbus version of the Max, right?
Airbus version of the 737, I guess you would call it. The Airbus A320.
Yeah, I don't remember. The Max was made to compete with whatever Airbus had that was like the most popular plane.
Sales records from Boeing and Airbus, this is from Business Insider, show that the Airbus A320 family has officially received more orders than the Boeing 737 family, despite the fact that the 737 came out nearly 20 years earlier. This is in part due to the issues with the Boeing 737 MAX.
Okay, I made it to my destination. Can I park this trailer?
What? You made it to your destination?
Yeah, and boy, was that some fun trying to get in here, because there was just traffic that I couldn't make the turn with.
Looks like you have low fuel
Yep.
and, yeah, over halfway damaged engine.
I was running on fumes to get here. What? Did my truck gonna die? I'll take a look. I'll just look outside while I wait. This seems like way too much food for this store.
Were they thinking that only half would make it, like with the cheese delivery?
1% damage. Really? Can I not start my truck?
You're going to end up getting towed to another town from the parking lot of where you're delivering.
No, I think I could just hit enter and get out of this.
Airbus recently announced it's going to stop making the A380, which was the biggest passenger plane in existence. Could hold more than 500 people.
Yeah, so you had both the Boeing and the Airbus, they're massive planes, but the 737 and whatever the Airbus equivalent of the pretty much took over those.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm out of fuel now. That's it. Wait. Can I not?
Nope.
There we go. No, don't cancel the job. The penalty is bigger than the job itself. Okay, fine. F7. I should have just done it Auto Park. Give me fuel. Yeah. There we go. So I was out of fuel.
Okay. So you got a fuel delivery.
At the destination.
Great.
Okay, so I know with a trailer you turn the other way with it.
Yeah, that still doesn't work very well. It's hard.
What do you do when you have multiple trailers though? Do you does it you know, I might just give up on this.
Yeah.
There. I leveled up!
Wow.
I got some of them XPs.
Now you can choose more hazardous cargo.
Yeah. I only got a $500 damage penalty. Yeah, let's go with flammable cargo. Flammable liquids, what can go wrong? Shall I do another route?
Sure.
See if I have any quick ones I can jump on.
Trying to remember what was the other dumb clickbait article that I was meowing about earlier.
Wow, there's just one here for empty pallets. Ship pallets.
Wood shavings. Sawdust.
Used packaging.
Silica.
Where's my hazardous cargo? Meat?
Apparently this region does not have hazardous cargo.
Like, I'll go back to meat if I don't find anything else. Dry milk. Paint. Cheese, fertilizer.
Sony reveals PlayStation 5 logo. Can you guess what it looks like?
Is it essentially the regular boxy PS logo with the S reversed?
Yes. Not even the S revert, just a 5 done in the same style.
The big question is, which building did they copy?
They haven't revealed that. They just revealed the logo. There's a big announcement during CES 2020 about the logo, as well as telling us that they sold more than 5 million PlayStation VR headsets. So I think they... Let's see. I remember seeing that PlayStation is ahead on console sales, but let's see. What are the sales figures for VR headsets?
Yeah, I think the PlayStation is number 1 on that. Also, we're doing the meat one.
Alright. Look at that roll of trucks.
Yeah.
That's probably New Mexico.
I'm assuming the meat just got loaded up at the farm. This is like the same farm.
Yeah, it looks like the PlayStation VR is still the market leader as of 2019. I think it's because they're the leader in consoles at the moment.
They often are. You don't sound as bassy.
The aliens exist and could be on Earth now. The article popped up again from CNET this time.
I mean, if you can't trust CNET,
Their headline is less wrong, but still sounds sensational. Article from Business Insider about how CNBC made a mistake. What is Business Insider the one that just lets anybody put up a blog, or am I thinking of Forbes?
I think Forbes, but they could both be like that.
Is a clickbaity article from Chicago Tribune. Some Illinois marijuana dispensaries stop recreational sales. You wonder, why did they stop? Well, they stopped because they ran out.
Ah.
They're making this sound like something horrible happened and it was pulled from the shelves with a sensational headline.
Pulled from the shelves in record numbers.
Right.
Okay, meat is finally on the move.
There's an article from The Hill that basically just says Chelsea Clinton is a millionaire. Like, whoa, big surprise. She has a job in an investment company, is a millionaire. Wow, lock her up.
Cows.
Yeah.
I thought I was going down this road.
Oh, D&D has announced a mystery book.
Ooh.
As Nerd Crew says, such an embarrassment of riches. They've given us product logos, an announcement that a book will come out, but no details on it.
Do we have to talk about this being the best ever without knowing anything about it?
This is going to be D&D's best book ever. I already love it. Oh, so you remember, I think it was a couple of years ago, or maybe 1 year ago in January, we had the Wolf Blood Moon eclipse. Something along those lines.
No, let me cross. Let me cross. No! I wanted to get hit!
I think this is the first time seeing a train. Why isn't my truck strong enough to break the barrier?
Can I just go down the train track?
Follow that train.
Park and brake engage. Who engaged the park and brake?
Press space to disengage.
Yeah. Don't mind me, I'm a train too. Nope, hit invisible wall apparently.
Anyway, we're having the full wolf moon eclipse for the first full moon of 2020.
Does that one get eclipsed a lot?
I wonder, I feel like this happened last year. Microplastics have been found in the Arctic Ocean. Like, that sounds to be expected once you think about it. This makes me wonder if these contribute to Arctic warming or melting.
Yeah?
It seems like ice would have a more difficult time forming. It'd form less ice if there's microplastics in it. See if anyone's done research on that. Apparently this is not, even though this article just came out, this is not new, as in this was reported on last year. Arctic snow full of microplastics, Arctic sea ice loaded with microplastics, from phys.org. Yeah. Here's an article a little bit later from the Conversation, September last year. The microplastics may affect how Arctic sea ice forms and melts. Not that individual consumer contributions versus corporations make much of a difference, but I try to avoid microplastics wherever I can by avoiding as many plastic goods as I can other than electronics. Like, I accept that it's difficult to find some electronics that don't contain plastic, but for everything else I've tried to find an alternative to plastic containing plastic substances such as polyester, because that's a big contributor to microplastics supposedly. Not to mention there's a lot of waste in the fashion industry. A lot of stuff gets thrown away or burned, and polyester deteriorates rapidly. Avoiding stuff like tea bags, because those often have microplastics, plastic dishes, cookware, bottles, and so on.
You say that, but I think the majority of your electronics are still made out of metal.
Yeah, definitely the internals, even the cases of a lot of what we have. Like, my laptop has a magnesium case.
I think it's because a lot of your stuff is professional, though.
Right, but yeah, stuff like nice cell phone cases, that stuff is usually contains a lot of plastic. That noise is a kitten having a good time chasing her tail on a pile of wrapping paper. Alright, so I'll save this article. Interesting to learn. Apparently the plastic content changes the albedo of the ice. Albedo being basically how white or reflective a substance is.
That's affecting both the freezing and the melting of it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's also just, like you mentioned, harder to form, do something like form ice crystals.
I would think so, and I would think that the ice would be more brittle, that the plastic, because plastic is an insulator, that it would not cool as well. Microplastics do not affect the sea ice growth rates, but we found distinct changes in sea ice albedo in response to medium and high concentrations of microplastic microcosms. Kitten is enjoying that wrapping paper.
The excitement of trucking.
Yes.
I think this entire one is in Oregon as well. That DLC is really paying off.
It possibly has something to do with how long of routes you can take. But you know, longer routes might pay better, but they're not going to be more exciting.
Yeah, you make me curious if it's better to do a bunch of small ones or just long ones. As far as time for the money, or, money for your time. I'm sure there's entire guides written about this thing.
CNBC, here's the perfect answer to tell me about yourself, according to Yale career experts. Most career advice people give is terrible.
See, tell me about yourself. Well, I drive trucks. Oh, I'm at my destination already?
Good job.
That was fast.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Trey.
The best answers to tell me about yourself include a motivational story. Think of it as a short narrative that illustrates how and why you first became interested in your area of work. That's pretty much it. Give a motivational story that includes relevant references to your academic work and experiences. From Engadget, how home assistants ruined us.
I did it!
Whoa.
And my engine died. Good work!
Yeah. You got an achievement. Or achievement progress, rather.
Alright. Let's see, shall I do another or...
If you feel like another.
I'll leave that up to you. New upgrades available. Alright, let's see what else we got. Job market. Quick jobs.
So, are you still able to go as fast as you were doing you did a truck train on the last two. I'm curious if those were just short missions or if you were going slower because of heavy truck and maybe had fewer accidents because of that.
I was still pushing it. Wow, here's one from Portland to Portland. Let's see what that's like. Yogurt. Alright, so how's it ruining us?
Oh, yeah, I've been glancing through this article and what should I call this? A lot of hyperbole. My friend ran through Trader Joe's screaming, "Alexa, what time is it?" I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me, but I've never felt the urge to scream at Alexa in public.
Just in private.
I think I've only encountered someone yelling at Alexa in a public place where there was no Alexa once. But maybe I don't go out enough.
Why go out when you can enjoy trucks?
Why go out when I can live in my truck?
Yep. Let's see. Oh, I don't got any place to live in this one.
Some of these articles now just quote Twitter, like that they have. Let's see who this person is that they're quoting. Someone that writes and learns to draw, apparently. Alright. quote, "My friend's 2-year-old thinks Alexa is omnipresent. She asks it to change the song or turn off the music even when they're out at a restaurant. And now I'm wondering if smart speakers have totally killed off imaginary friends, because why dream one up if Alexa or Siri literally talk back?" Well, because they're not the same. I don't know what kind of imaginary friends you've had, but that does not sound like an imaginary friend. That sounds like a robot that you're like, hey, turn this music off.
Alexa is not my friend?
Alexa would be a really bad friend. I enjoyed the usage in, what was it, season 2 of Mr. Robot, where one person is talking to Alexa as if it's a friend, but I've tried the chat programs on Alexa and it's just comical at best.
And I'm at the destination.
Yeah, that chime means you're at the destination.
Ooh, I can back this one in. Okay. There we go. Let's do a successful backing.
So yeah, this is just an editorial pointing out rightly some security issues that could be had with Internet of Things, but mostly just a lot of panicking about what if Alexa ruins our children or our society type of stuff.
I hit the train.
Wow. And that was a Max train as well. Good job.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with just sitting here.
Oh, there's no damage to vehicles, so why not?
8 damage to the vehicle, 1 to trailer, 1 to cargo. Hey, you all need a lift?
It's a nice little train station at your destination. See, until recently, Ring's app was sending user credentials unencrypted. Didn't know that. I've had no interest in getting a Ring because I don't see why someone wouldn't just steal it off my door. So I feel like that's a terrible design to begin with.
I wouldn't mind if they didn't close out the system. Like,
Well, that too. There are alternatives that, the same way that there are with the cameras, that you don't have to pay for their service. You can set up your own camera network, but like, I'm not going to stick a camera on the outside of my door where someone can just take it. It makes more sense to figure out a way to have one inside.
oh, here comes a train.
Is the train going to sit there and angrily beep at you?
Aww.
The little trolley ding.
Train, you disappoint me.
Train's not stupid, sorry. to get towed at your destination because you're stuck on the train track. Wow, I can see the vague outline of a driver in there. So I feel like with the Internet of Things, as with anything else, I occasionally encounter people that say, oh, the government wouldn't let companies do anything bad. Like the government wouldn't let them put out something that's toxic. Well, the government doesn't even know what's toxic, so how could they even achieve this? They have incomplete information, so they don't know everything that is good or bad about technology, and to expect them to I don't know if there's any feasible version of the world where we can expect them to learn everything about companies and improve everything about them. It seems that the government would have to be bigger than the company. It would be like the whole, you have for every person there's two people spying on them joke. So ruling out that kind of thing being possible, as with anything else, Internet of Things stuff, you have to, as the user of that, think about if stuff makes sense before you decide to buy it. Like, does it make sense to stick a camera on the outside of your door? There are some things that are opaque to you as a consumer, like, are they doing a good job managing my data? But you should do what you can to guard yourself against any bad effects from the eventuality that there will be a data breach or that they will have mismanaged it. So don't do things like, common examples, don't reuse passwords. Ooh, did you do it? No.
No.
How many trains are just going to pile up waiting on you?
I think there's only one that keeps respawning. Alright, time to train now.
Good job. Alright, since this has turned into a bit of an adventure, let's see what else can we find.
What did I hit?
Have you hit the wrong side of the invisible wall? Oh!
Will help train.
I don't think they did a thorough job with placing their invisible walls in this game.
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to get a service call on this one. I don't think I can wiggle out of this. That was a short adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Up, up.
This is some small news. Amtrak is upgrading New York Penn Station waiting area.
Ooh.
Oh, some actual news from CNN Business. Borden, one of America's oldest and largest milk producers, has filed for bankruptcy. I remember hearing recently another milk producer filed for bankruptcy. According to CNN, tumbling milk consumption combined with the rising price of milk have crippled the dairy industry with debt. Oh, Dean Foods was the other one that filed for bankruptcy recently. Borden said they cannot afford their debt load and pension obligations. So maybe filing bankruptcy to get out paying pensions.
So there's all this talk about millennials killing businesses. How many pensions are killing businesses?
I think pensions are killing Amtrak. I wouldn't be surprised if they're killing other old industries. Like, this is one of the oldest milk companies, so that they probably have been doing pensions for a long time. So they say tumbling milk consumption, CNN's definition of tumbling milk consumption is a 6% drop since 2015. Reported noted that more than 2,700 family dairy farms have gone out of business in the last year. 94,000 have stopped producing milk since 1992. A lot of that's probably consolidation. Like, it notes that Family One are going out of business. So I guess that, like most agriculture, this is tending towards there being bigger, more efficient farms. I think my milk consumption has increased.
I know mine has.
Yeah. We both drink a lot of coffee and drink milk and coffee. That seems to be I remember hearing one time, I don't know if this is true, that the main source of milk for adults is from coffee. haven't given up and gotten a tow yet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck on something. I just can't figure out what.
I think your mirror is caught on that pole. I think that it actually counts that little bit there as a hitbox. Oh, but your stack went through the pole. Strong evidence that it's probably bad for you is that when in human history people like consumed massive quantities of seeds. That's the whole argument behind like a major one of the main sources of calories for people in America aside from sugar is seed oils, and that's a relatively new development history, and it seems to the increase of dose and decrease in our diet of the animal fats that were replaced by seed oils seems to be coinciding with all of these bad health effects that become, as they say, epidemic. I'm finding, and particularly whole milk consumption, that has also coincided with epidemics of health problems for most Americans, such as diabetes. Stuff like heart issues are usually linked to diabetes. The whole people are living unnatural lives that they're not evolved for, and this is having health consequences for them. Based on unfounded speculation that animal products are bad, and so that people have a craving for this stuff because it's what a lot of our ancestors evolved to eat, and so they're trying to find replacements for it and the replacements are both unsatisfying and possibly unhealthy.
Okay. I've been struggling with this for a while now. I think I need to just finally give up.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Use extreme caution.
For what?
Might as well repair while I'm here.
bankruptcy. I'm pretty sure I keep telling.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure I keep telling Google, don't show me CNN. I get another CNN article. Baby Yoda isn't actually a Baby Yoda. Big news.
Okay.
This is non-news because if anyone is curious about Baby Yoda, it's just a nickname. It's not literally Baby Yoda. And that's all this article is saying. It's not literally Baby Yoda because this comes from the further in the timeline after Yoda's life. So thanks for the non-news.
Thanks for nothing.
What the hell, The Verge? Here's a headline from them. Samsung's new Bali robot is like a real-life mini BB-8. Well, is it? I think it's more like a Sphero. Before Sphero made BB-8s. It's just a ball. This has no resemblance whatsoever to BB-8, so that's just clickbait. More Star Wars clickbait. Good job.
I got us.
You got 7% damage on your cargo now.
Yeah, I also have a sunroof.
Yeah.
Help. I guess I'll admire my work. I don't even know what happened. I just turned and...
It went far.
Driver's fine. You don't look like the Santa avatar I picked.
From USA Today, we now have the largest settlement resulting from the wrongful death of a child in U.S. history from a 2017 lawsuit that an IKEA dresser fell on a toddler. IKEA has agreed to pay $46 million to the parents. Is a toddler worth that?
You know, I will give IKEA credit. They have the most horrifying looking ads about stuff falling on people.
I don't know when they started doing that, but they do so much in their stores to just beat people over the head with, you should secure your dresser. You should not climb on it. If you have anyone in your household that might climb on it, they are going to die. And they just have like this message on loop all around the stores and all these things, like get your free wall mount stuff to secure your dresser and other furniture that already comes in the box with this stuff, but it's like you can get additional ones for free.
Just have 20 mounts to the wall. Yeah, if you have not seen the advertisement, like, I don't even know if I should call it an advertisement, but the warning video of the dresser falling over.
Yeah.
The super dramatic, the vase breaking.
Just, yeah, all this stuff spilling on the floor and breaking. Let's see, the child's parents have said, we never thought that a 2-year-old could cause a short 30-inch dresser to tip over and suffocate him.
Yeah, I didn't think that either.
Apparently it was determined that this was due to the dresser being unstable and not meeting safety standards. So perhaps IKEA was actually in the wrong here. My first guess would have been not that this It should have been on the parents to take safety precautions.
I'm just shocked to hear that their safety standards was furniture.
You know what? I don't think I've heard about that before either. I don't know who comes out with the standards.
Is this some kind of? Is this an American thing here, or is this a foreign thing? Cause I know, I just think that oldie, flimsy stuff that someone like Walmart sells.
The stuff that won't actually hold what's like the TV stand that can't hold a TV, that it just gradually breaks underneath it.
The bookcase with tea in it that's wobbling.
Yeah, to be fair, I had books on that before I started putting lightweight packages on it because it was too unstable for books. So the books weakened the bookcase.
Ah.
Just a little small collection of paperback books mostly.
I know IKEA gets a lot of criticism, but I don't think their bookcase has ever been weakened by books.
No. The CPSC.gov has a guide to United States furniture compliance requirements. So perhaps that's what they're referring to. What is CPSC? Consumer Product Safety Commission. I wonder if these are guidelines or laws. It says safety standards. Regulates the manufacture and sale of more than 15,000 different consumer products, from cribs to all-terrain vehicles. Products excluded from the CPSC's jurisdiction include those specifically named by law as under the jurisdiction of other federal agencies. For example, on-road automobiles are regulated by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Guns are regulated by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. And drugs are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. The CPSC fulfills its mission by banning dangerous consumer products, establishing safety requirements for other consumer products, issuing recalls of products already on the market, and researching potential hazards associated with consumer products. Annually, the CPSC blows up mannequins to demonstrate the dangers of improper use of fireworks. So they enact civil penalties. Okay. I have slightly more than 500 employees. They have a public database that publicizes complaints from virtually anyone who can provide details about a safety problem connected with any of the 15,000 kinds of consumer goods regulated by the CPSC. Manufacturers have expressed their concern that most of the complaints are not first vetted by the CPSC before they are made public, meaning it could be abused and potentially used to target specific brands. The database, as of 2011, the database was accruing about 30 safety complaints per day. By June 2018, the database had 36,544 reports, with an average of approximately 13.74 reports filed each day. They were the ones that have attempted to ban small, high-powered magnets, which they have failed at.
Huh.
In 2012, following reports of consumers, mostly children, ingesting small, high-powered magnets made of rare earth materials such as neodymium, The commission voted to block sales of Maxfield and Overton's Buckyballs branded toys, and later voted to issue a rule that would amount to a ban on all similar toys. Later, however, a federal appellate court overturned the ban, finding that the commission had moved forward without adequate data. The decision vacating the ban was written by later Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch. So they are the reason that Buckyballs are gone, but there's now a lot of imitators out there.
Do you think the imitators were helping push this ban?
That's entirely plausible. So yeah, it seems that they can issue some sort of fine to those that are in violation of their rulings.
Okay, this time I won't pretend to be a train.
Let's see. IKEA dress has been linked to the deaths of at least 9 children and dozens of injuries. The child that died in this case was the first child who died after the recall. Parents said they were unaware of the recall, called the company for not notifying them directly. Do millennials have dressers? I'm trying to think. So most of the people that I've known in my young adult life didn't really have any furniture, but I don't know of anyone who had a dresser. I think vertical storage is good, and I encourage people to have it. I think most people don't have it, but also a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people I see don't have furniture at all. Someone responded to this lawsuit saying the money shows the guilt of IKEA. That's the problem with paying lawsuits. They've known about this problem. The first tip over death was reported to them in 1989. They've known about this problem a very, very long time. But like, this is a problem that dressers have always had.
Yeah?
Unsecured furniture has been an intractable danger for decades. A child dies on average once every 2 weeks when a piece of furniture, television, or appliance falls forward on them. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, about 28,000 people are injured in tip-overs every year, more than half of them children.
How many flat-screen TVs fall on kids or people in general?
Probably too many.
And let's not, like, remember there's plenty of these that are never even reported. I'm sure with the kids they're often reported because, you know, concerned parents, but I'm thinking someone has a TV drop on them, you know, they're hurt but fine. They're probably just gonna, you know, walk it off and laugh about it or whatever.
Yeah. I think part of this is the reluctance of people to do anything, like to DIY, to like put stuff together. They're reluctant to hang things up, secure things. Some of it is part of that is that people are renting places and just like, oh, I don't want to pay for putting a hole in the wall.
I thought that's what toothpaste is for.
It would be better if you could come up with a method of securing the stuff that basically didn't require any work. Anyway, always secure your stuff if you have any question about whether it's going to tip over on a child, a pet, a person who has issues. Like, I'm surprised that they said only over half of these injuries are children, not all the injuries are children. That might be the issue there, that parents are also getting injured by this stuff. So can we trust them to actually make sure that their children are okay? I really don't have anything that I feel like would be a tip over risk. The most concerned I would be is that, like, what if a cat pounces the TV, they might knock it over. But that's something that is fixed by putting it on a sturdy base and then securing that base to something. I don't think that we have any products like that that are tipsy, but I imagine that ones that are do that like maybe have a bad base that isn't weighted, or that one person is really close to you watching you do this.
Haha, but I did it!
Yeah. His head is in your truck.
I got a little bit of money, but no XP.
Late.
Very late. That was probably like a 30-minute delivery that took 7 hours.
It's okay, it's yogurt.
Was the truck even refrigerated? Late. So it's 2 wait. So it's 2 hours 2 minutes late. So they gave me 5 hours essentially for that delivery, even though it was essentially on the other side of the interstate. Okay, well, I backed the trailer in, so that's a high point to end on.
Into an actual loading dock as well.
Yes.
Good job, Santa.
Hey, my rating's 2.5.
Yeah. Rating is not based on performance. It's just your ranking, the levels.
Let's see. Should Santa take a loan? Oh, I can get the big loan.
Yeah. You go 5,000 a day if you do that.
Sure. All right. Santa's making money.
Yeah.
Time to liquidate Christmas Inc. Truck upgrades. I'm confused. Is this my truck? Like, they act like this is not my truck.
No, it's not. I think this is stuff that you could put on a truck if you owned one.
Okay, so I still need to buy a truck.
Yeah.
Which requires going to a truck dealer, which I can't drive to. I can't drive freely unless I take a job. But I can't visit select the dealer. Okay. Yes, I want to go to Portland to visit dealer. Okay. I have no idea what a good truck is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I bought a truck, I just bought whatever was cheapest.
This one's red. It's got stacks. It's got a cab. Oh, I can turn the lights on and off.
That's an important buying decision.
Yeah. 6x4. Studio sleeper. Left-handed steering. Does that matter? I understand it probably matters to an actual trucker, but in a game, does that actually matter? It's got some nice. You know what? I will go with this one. What do you think?
It's red.
It's red. Why can't I see inside of it?
It's Kenworth, so no more Peterbilt.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get a better horn. Can I toot the horn? Trade and customize.
Oh, available from level 13.
Oh.
I think that's another reason why I bought the cheap. I didn't unlock anything more expensive yet.
Do other dealers have other trucks? Let's see. Ah, okay, that was a Kenworth dealer. Then we got a Volvo dealer and a Peter. Let's see what the Volvo dealer has. Much fancier trucks. Oh, that's got a table in there and benches.
What?
Don't you want like a truck RV?
It seems if someone's going to have an RV, a trucker would be appropriate for that.
I guess I'll see what Peterbilt has. Well, I just realized that, so if I buy the truck, I'm gonna have to keep repairing it. It's gonna become a money sink, isn't it?
Yes. As well as you'll have the debt from your loan.
Look at that cute little truck.
I think that's the one I ended up getting. It is a bit underpowered, but it's fine.
It's a 6x2. This is a 6x4. I can't even buy that. Yeah, I got them racing stacks.
apparently CNN and more CNN News is complaining that people on Facebook don't know that satire sites are satire, and I guess calling for restrictions on being able to share satire.
Hey, my overdrawn balance has been settled.
by taking out debt.
Hey, the bank's happy one way or the other, right?
We are happy that you paid your overdraft to us by taking a loan from us.
Oh wow, I got 12% interest on this.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be fun. Well, I guess I need to continue leveling up so that way I can actually get a truck that's decent. Before I get into a money sink with the truck. Is this just the life of a trucker? You buy an expensive truck and then you spend the rest of your life working to afford it.
Absolutely. That's the complaint that a lot, like we noted recently, that you see a lot fewer independent truckers on the road, and a lot are complaining that they're kind of being driven out of the business by the way that the trucking industry works now, with you pretty much just paying off the debt of your truck to some company.
Let's see, so my loan is $5,700 a day, and my 7-day total is $11,000. This is gonna go well. Okay. Well, I guess on that, Santa is in debt, so shall we end with that?
Yeah, Santa's got to work off that debt now. Can Santa actually make about $6,000 a day?
Is this why he has that face? What did I get myself into here?
I'm pretty sure that face is all the sugar that he consumes to stay awake on the road.
Alright, well, I guess that's it. Thank you for interesting topics.
Yeah, just a review of clickbait today, pretty much. That there's even more that's too stupid to share.
Clickbait, never do it.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about, other than the news industry is dying, and this is their response. Is we're just going to try to trick people into looking at our articles. All right, good night.
Good night.